Hi, my name is Drusilla. I'm from Troop 10374 of the NIPEN Pathways Council, and this is my take action for the Justice Journey through the Vargo program of California. And my take action is about the fur trade and the illegal fur trade. Now, the fur trade originally started out back in the colonizing days of America as mainly a way to trade, particularly like beaver skins and like fox furs. It was a big thing to trade between Russia and the U.S., as a lot of Russia's fashion at the time involved beaver and fox fur. Now, today's fur is bought and sold in a different way. Now, the way that a lot of big fashion companies get fur nowadays is through fur farms, and these fur farms get like the nice coats through strict diet and breeding programs. But there are very few laws concerning fur farms in the U.S. Now, the U.S. does have a fur labeling act that prohibits dog and cat fur, but some states require licenses to operate fur farms, but international laws are pretty much stronger all around, except for China, who has no regulations whatsoever. While Austria, UK, and Croatia have complete bans on fur farming, the Netherlands has bans on fox and chinchilla farming. New Zealand, Sweden, and Switzerland have very strict regulations. Now, because of a lot of controversy today surrounding fur farming and the safety and treatment of animals, a lot of big fashion companies have turned to like fake fur or faux fur, as a lot of people say it. Now, fake fur was introduced in the late 1920s, right at the tail end of the great time. And obviously, it wasn't that great back then, but nowadays it's made out of a combination of like acrylic polymers, silk, cotton, and wool to create like the very realistic effect. Now, the thing that you can do is that now these fake furs, they can, like the high quality fake furs can be really expensive, and if you can't afford that, definitely check like labels and do research on where these companies are getting their fur. So, that's it.
But what about, is it legal or not legal?
Now the fur trade, it's legal. It's just where the illegal part comes in is like has to do a lot with poaching. That's where like the poaching, all of like the illegal pet trade is very closely tied into it. So
what kind of furs are they trying to poach?
I don't. Definitely like a lot of like fox furs, and particularly snake skins, like like boots and stuff. They're very concerned with. So,
do you recommend faux fur or real fur?
Now, because of like the strict regulations that some countries have on the fur farming, I would say like if you want real fur, just do your research. Now, fake fur, it's basically plastic, so there are some like negative things to it, but it's more importantly just do your research on where you're getting your stuff from, really.
So wear fur responsibly.
Yes.
So, and what is the Vargo program?
Now, the Vargo program is a program based out of California, and they find ways to tie in animals with patch programs, because the Justice program doesn't sound like a thing that would involve animals, but it does.
That's very helpful. So illegal fur is not good. No. So what happens to illegal fur if they find it coming into the U.S.?
Usually they just they'll obviously arrest the person and or people that send that fur over, and they'll usually launch an investigation.
Okay. All right. So buy your fur responsibly. Do your research.
Bye.